Hi, everyone. Welcome to Crossing the Threshold with leadership coaches James Wilson Jr. and J.C. Fowler, a podcast for mission-driven leaders navigating what's next in life and leadership without losing what matters most.
All right, here we go. J.C. Fowler here with my partner, James Wilson Jr.
Yes.
All right, James, what's something that you knew clearly needed to happen, but still didn't get done?
Man, I think it's Ash will love this. Picking my socks up off the floor. It's you kind of like, I'll get there. I'll get to it. Yes, it's not a big deal. I'm coming back for it. And then I look and she's like, they're still here. And I'm like, oh, you're right. And it's simple, but it's that, it's that thing of how you do anything is how you do everything. And so it's like, let me get my socks up off the floor. She's not my maid. She ain't my mom. This is my wife. Let me do better.
So we're talking dirty socks?
Well, it depends. It really depends. Like sometimes it is just like, oh man, I forgot to. If she were here, she'd have so much to say about it. But yeah, like sometimes I'll put we have a laundry basket and I'll put the clothes on top of it just because I'm coming back for it. But then I don't come back.
Sure you are.
Yeah,
sure you are.
That's it, man.
And that's exactly where we're going today, man. We all been there. We've talked about clarity before. Clarity helps us name what matters. But execution, where we're going today, asks a different question. The question is, how will I get this done? Because a clear plan is not the same as completed work. A lot of leaders already know what matters. They named the win, they had the meeting, they made the list, they even felt focused for a moment or two.
Yeah.
But then Monday came, the urgency took over, the work got messy, and things still didn't move. So that's the execution threshold. It's the gap between we know what matters and we actually got it done.
Yeah.
So today we're exploring why even clear plans can still stall.
Yeah, man. So maybe taking away my sock example, let me dive in a little bit. Like as we think about the problem, execution often breaks down when clarity doesn't get converted into movement. Right. So part of this is a leader can know the priority and still not have an owner, a sequence, a deadline, a decision, or a rhythm of follow through. And so that's why people often, we will leave meetings inspired, leave these spaces. Oh, I really love what we're doing. And then you come back next week and nothing's moved.
Dude, confession, like the more inspired I am in a meeting, the higher my anxiety raises if I don't feel like it's going to get converted into movement.
That's crazy.
It's almost like the opportunity cost. It's like, this is awesome. We got to figure this out.
Yeah.
But that's how I'm wired.
Yeah.
I'm like, how do we move it now?
And see, what's crazy is I love to go to meetings when I'm inspired. Like if I'm a leader meeting, like we need to leave with some inspirations. Like, that don't mean we're going to get anything done. It just means like, oh man, this is really great. But the truth is, this is not always, and we think about it often as a discipline problem, but it's not a discipline problem, which you just kind of named. It's a conversion problem. So the idea never became movement. The move never got an owner. The owner never got a path. The path never got protected. And so what happens is clarity matters. It's really, really important. Clarity names what matters, but execution helps us move what matters.
I really love that you laid out. The move never got an owner.
Yep.
The owner never got a path.
Yep.
And the path never got protected.
Yep.
It's like, what happened? Why didn't this get done? And I feel like if we move along those three, which we're going to dig into,
Yep.
that's awesome. So a plan is not progress. Now, we need a plan, but that's the planning stage.
Yeah.
We want to move into the implementation stage.
Yeah.
Planning matters, but the plan can also become a hiding place. Some of us, and we all have different gifts in different spaces. Some of us like to live at that altitude hey, we need to be planning and strategic thinking. And I love that stuff.
I feel like you're throwing shots over here, man. No. I just feel like
I'm in.
Go ahead.
But that's true. It could become a hiding place. So we can have a good meeting. We can have a sexy whiteboard. I love a sexy whiteboard, man. I got to tell you, I do. A beautiful strategy.
Yeah.
But none of that actually means execution has started. So here's a little kind of this versus that deal. A plan says, here's what we should do. Execution says, here's what happens next.
Yeah.
Plan creates agreement. Yes, we're all going to do this. Execution creates movement.
Yeah.
A plan can live in a document or that sexy whiteboard. Execution has to live in a behavior.
Yeah.
Now, research will tell us that people are more likely to act, to make that next move, if there's a specific cue and action. Cue and action. So in everyday language, it would be like, when this happens, I will do this.
Good. Yeah.
So there's the path, there's the plan. And so until the plan becomes the next move, the work is still sitting still.
Yeah. So
It hasn't moved.
No, that's good, man. You have to have a plan that leads to progress. Like not just a plan. The strategic plans are great, but you also need to take a step forward, right? And often there's no owner. If there's no owner, there's also no movement, right? So a lot of work dies. We're learning that a lot of work dies in the gap between we should and who will. Like, great. That was a phenomenal idea. Who's actually going to do this? Everybody agrees that this thing matters. This is really, really important, but nobody clearly owns the next move. And we've talked about it before. If everybody's doing it, there's a good chance that nobody's doing it. And this is where execution breaks down. Leaders get frustrated, teams get confused, and good ideas quietly stall. It's like this vision of good ideas often are taken to the slaughterhouse when there is no clear owner of it, right? So before the meeting ends, want to give some practicality. Before the meeting ends, owners need to be clear enough so people don't have to guess. And there are three questions that we really want to lean into as we think about this ownership piece. It's this: who owns the next move? No, not who cares about it. Like that's great. I know everybody cares about it, but who owns the next move? Not who opinions are the loudest about this. Not who's responsible, like who's responsible for doing the coffee. That's great, but who's responsible for moving this thing forward? Who owns the next move? The next question would be, who's going to help? Love that. Who's going to help? Clarify who provides input, approval, support, or resources so the owner isn't blocked. And this is so critical because oftentimes we have really great ideas and then we have somebody who's tasked with moving the thing forward, but they've never gotten some of the shared wisdom of like, oh, I actually need this person to move this thing forward. Like I'm just going to drive it. No, now you've lost the trust and the credibility of your team. Not only that, you might be just going around in circles when you could have just gotten the right approval or the person to help. So who owns the next move? Who's going to help? And the third one would be, when do we come back to it? This one is always helpful. I know it's something I always need to think through it's the feedback. It's the feedback loop. So like, what's the next checkpoint? When's the next meeting? Without a return point, even clear ownership actually loses momentum. We've got to circle back. Okay, how are we doing? What's happening? What's not happening? What do we need to happen? So
right. Yeah. I feel like these questions are great. One of the things we encounter a lot is founders, leaders, whatever, will say, nobody's owning it. Like, I just want them to take initiative. I just want them to own it. And a lot of times it's like a real quick, let's flip that mirror around.
Sure.
What conditions are you creating?
Yeah.
That nobody is owning it. And sometimes it's not like the presence of something like, well, you're really intimidating, or, we're afraid you're going to snap at us, or we just don't want to work here because it's miserable.
Yeah.
A lot of times it's just the lack of a condition. Like you're saying, there's none of this stuff.
You just don't know.
So what do you think? Why do you think leaders sometimes avoid assigning a clear owner? What's the obstacle there?
Man, I think there's a few of them. One is leaders probably at some level, they are used to owning it themselves. It's living in their head. And so they haven't been able to clearly define even what the problem is. So we don't even know what we're solving here. It's like, so sometimes leaders, we just get so in the space. We got to make moves. Great. What are we doing, right? Like you sit at a very different seat, and so you're constantly having this thing in your head, and you're assuming everybody else is living with the same thing. So I think that's one, but I think the other piece of leaders avoiding it, because they probably at some level don't know, because they've internalized it, they also don't know who to delegate it to. They don't know, and some of that I've seen with leaders, it's, I've got trust issues and you disappointed me one time or two times because I wasn't clear or we weren't clear on the outcome. And so now I'm not sure if we even need to do this. So I'm just gonna, let's not innovate, let's not create, let's not move this thing forward because the last time this happened. So I think it's some of the track record that they've probably experienced as well.
That's wild because what is actually just like a stunt, a kink in the execution system becomes like assigning a negative trait to someone's character.
Yep.
You're like, oh, they're not reliable. It's like, you weren't clear. There was no execution system here.
Right.
This ball got dropped
Right.
and fundamental attribution error, right? We attribute to someone else their character, what's really attributed to their environment or circumstance.
Yep.
Oh, you didn't get that done on time. You must be lazy. You must be disorganized.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't know when it was supposed to get done because I didn't tell you, or the team didn't make it clear.
Yeah, we weren't clear. And then you're bringing up a point where sometimes it's the same in an organization. Sometimes it's the same owner. Like since nobody has spoken up, it's the same owner who's like, cool, yeah, I'll do it. That owner jumps in with already the stretch capacity. And it's like, well, it got done because we want to move the ball forward, but it wasn't, you know what I mean? Like it wasn't full because nobody else jumped in or the leader didn't actually give a clear hey, you're best for this role because I know my team, I understand it. You're best.
There you go.
This person's like, oh no, I'm just going to jump in because I want to see it move forward. Hey, if you're listening to this right now, you're probably carrying a lot at work. We get it. We know about the 3 a.m. ceiling stare, wondering how you're going to get it all done or wondering if it's all even worth it anymore.
And that doesn't make you a bad leader. It just means that you've hit a threshold. That's why we're opening up 5 spots for the 70-minute Leadership Momentum Accelerator. In just over an hour, we'll pinpoint your exact sticking point, map out a custom 30-day roadmap to help you break that bottleneck, and give you direct text and voice access to both of us for a full month to ensure you get the traction you need.
And here's the kicker. We know that time is your greatest asset, so we went out of our way to track down our own partners, and we built a custom bonus stack worth hundreds of dollars to help you reclaim some of that bandwidth and to get you to the next level. And we can't go through everything here, but it's waiting for you in the link.
Normally, a package like this costs well over $2,000. But check it out. For this summer, we're letting 5 leaders step through the door for just $398. Yeah, you heard that right, just $398. And if you still aren't sure after all that, it's backed by our heartbeat guarantee. And if you follow the roadmap and at the end of the 30 days, you wouldn't do it all again in a heartbeat, we'll hand you your money back.
Listen, we get it, and we're rooting for you, and we want you to win. Click the link in the show notes to get started or go to cttleadership.com to find out more.
And there's typically on a team, you're going to have somebody that is predisposed that way. And that is a good thing, provided that it needs to be tempered, right? So they don't just take on everything or even like deprive other people of taking responsibility. But you're right. Now, all of a sudden, the fault in the execution system is burning someone out on the team. And no one even is aware. There's,
Nobody's aware.
John's going to do it again.
Yeah.
This is so helpful. I think that's interesting. Number one rule for sales, for just anybody doing anything, whether you're doing fundraising or asking people to get something done, is the number one reason people do something is because they're asked to.
Yeah.
It's like crazy. Why is no one doing anything? I'm like, oh man, that sounds really frustrating. Have you asked anyone to do the thing?
Yeah, that's so good.
And then they go, well, why should I have to ask? You know what? I don't know. Don't worry about it, but check it out. If you do ask, it's gonna, right? You go right to it.
Yeah.
I like the idea of a forcing function too. Like in that scheduled follow-up. Like, I don't care how disciplined you are, to having a forcing function, something that is forcing you to move by when.
Absolutely.
Like, hey, here's when you said the question was, when do we come back to it? Hey, I'm going to check in next Tuesday. All of a sudden, it's going to happen. I forget what the principle is called. It was like a word that didn't make sense to me in context. But the principle is essentially this, is like, people fill the space they have. So, and again, deadlines and reasonable work is important. But if I were to say, oh, James, can you have that to me in a week? You'd be like, great, I got a week. So I'm going to take a week to do it. James, can you have that to me by the end of the day tomorrow? guess how long it's going to take you by the end of the day tomorrow. Now, within reason, we can't be like overloading people, but that is something to think about is when we don't operate in these, we get this like drag, like this space. It's like, well, you have 6 hours to do it. You have 4 hours to do it. Well, you could have done it in 4 hours, but you did it in 6. Yeah. Over time, that compounds into something huge.
Yeah, because you're hitting on some of the excess of this execution. It's this sense of there's always urgency. We got to be moving all the time. It's like, wait, but if you were to take just a moment of space to actually say, when does this need to be done by? Like, when is this going? When, is this mission critical? Right. Is this the thing that's going to actually help us move forward? Or is this just a growing frustration in me because I just like to move? You know, it's like, no, let me take a step back and say, this is important. I'll go back to the sock example. It is, the socks are mission critical because it actually shows my wife like, hey, I care about you. I value you. You're not my maid. You're not, and it, so now that's the force and function of like, okay, she talked to me a few times about it. All right, let me make sure, end of the day, let me pick up the sock, put it in the dirty clothes thing. So,
dude, that's so good. I'm thinking about some of the people we work with, and we really do create the conditions for the behaviors. Like, environment is so powerful.
Environment is huge.
And so, the leader, well, if it doesn't get done, they'll take care of it. Right. Which is just, well, that's because that's what's happened. They just took care of it.
That's
or, whatever. John will pick it up.
It's good, man.
Or my wife will pick up the socks. Whatever it is.
Yeah.
Good luck. There's a lot of friction there. There's friction in the system. And I think encountering some of that friction in the system, we should expect. Like when you put an execution plan in paper or start to live into it, the idea isn't like, oh, this is going to flow smoothly. I heard someone once say leaders exist because problems exist. I'm like, yeah. So expect there to be problems.
Yep.
And then you get to fix the system. Yep. And it builds trust, actually, when you talk about it together rather than like, it didn't work. It's so-and-so's fault. It's like, no, why didn't it work? We discovered why.
Yeah.
So there's always friction. But you were saying this before about protecting the path, right? Which I think does just take a little bit of forethought to say, hey, what's going to make this work hard? Yeah. Like what could possibly get in the way, right? Yeah. Plans sound great until they meet real life. Tyson said, everyone's got a plan until they get punched in the face.
Yeah, that's it.
Guess what? If you are working, leading an organization, leading the team, you're going to get punched in the mouth.
I want to get punched.
A couple times.
A couple
times. It's going to happen, man.
In the same round. Yeah.
In the same round. Come on. In the same round. Seriously.
Yeah, man.
And decisions, look, they're going to take longer than you think. Something's going to get confusing. Someone's not going to be available. Someone's going to get sick. The budget's going to change.
Yep.
Check this one out. This will drive us nuts. The technology isn't going to work in the way you want. Oh my gosh. Or we just underestimate it. And so here's how we move past that. Before saying, let's get it done, we just ask, what could stop us from getting this done? What could get in the way? And this is where like having different people in the room can be so helpful. Like I feel like you are uniquely wired with your gift of wondering to ask those questions to kind of figure out like, well, what if this happened? What if the what ifs are super important? Not to get into some like anxiety spiral, but can we have some contingencies? Do we have some bridges? That way, like you were talking about decision authority before, taking 2 minutes at the end of the meeting to figure out, okay, well, if this happens, what will you do? Saves them waiting on coming back to the leader. They didn't get their email, all this organizational drag. It's like, hey, if they say it's under $500, shoot for it. If they say it's over 500, go to a different vendor. Like whatever it is, you said, oh, here we go.
It takes time, but it's so helpful, man. That's so good.
And even for employee engagement, like for people to feel like they're winning, research will tell us one of the number one things is that they feel like they're making progress.
That's it.
Right? They need to feel like they're making progress. And so one of the ways is to like measure and track that. Like, hey, here's what we want to get done. Oh, I'm hitting that. Deadlines are helpful. But also, if we can just take a little bit of time to think about what's going to stop them from making progress.
Yeah.
A lot of those obstacles are just misunderstandings. They're just like the bureaucracy of like, well, I didn't want to do that because I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
It's like, no. I want, like, here's the tree. Go left or go right.
That's it.
The fork in the road.
That's it, dude. I love that imagery of people wanting to make progress, and some of it, again, as you think about a leader, this is just a side thing, but as you think about being able to track some of that progress, you're able to actually show that person when you do get punched in the mouth. Look how many rounds you survived,
dude.
Look how many. You're actually winning. Like you're actually doing better than you think you are. And I think sometimes it feels good to hear it, but to see it, it's like, oh, all right, cool. Because there are moments when you're leading, no matter what, you're like, oh, I'm tanking this.
Yeah.
I'm just stinking this up big time. But to see that, no, you did this. We had this done. We move this forward. I think as an organization, it reduces some of the anxiety. It reduces some of in the leadership, it reduces the anxiety to see, oh, we actually have made progress.
I love that. That's like a superpower. I mean, and you want to talk about turnover, keeping people engaged. Everyone's like, how do we pay more money, get them more benefits? I'm like, yeah, you got to pay your people enough money.
Yeah.
But if people feel like they're winning,
that's it.
And then even when they get punched in the mouth, as a leader, you could say, no, hey, here's what we got done. Oh, man.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
It's good, man. Well, here it is. Some of the next right step. Execution starts moving again when the next steps get concrete. I think we've been talking about that throughout the day. It's like, man, how do we've got great plans, we got all these things, but we've got to get things moving by having some next steps, some concrete. So next steps are not launch the program, fix the culture, build the business, develop the team. And I love these because I've written this so many times. It's been like, what are my goals or what am I going to do? And that's the strategy. This is so great, but those are outcomes. And it's important to understand outcomes versus tasks, but those are outcomes, not next steps.
Right.
Some of the next steps might be send the email, make the call, pick up the socks, choose the date, name the owner, draft the outline, schedule the meeting, remove one obstacle, ask for help, close one decision. And those things, what's interesting is that they sound so remedial. They sound, as leaders, we're like, oh no, I'm a leader, I'm not a manager. But those things actually move the thing forward. So I think the next step should always be clear enough to take small and intentional next steps.
Yeah, clear, small next step. We really do underestimate the power of like a next step.
Yeah.
It's, here's the outcome. And I love that. And I think that's important. And kind of the way we draw that up is we start with the outcome and then figure out, okay, what are the things that need to get done to make that happen?
Yep.
That's so good.
Yeah, man.
All right, how are we going to cross the threshold this week? Here's what we want you to do. Pick one thing that has stalled, or even just one thing that you want to get done, and say 3 questions. Who owns the next move? What could stop it from moving? Mm-hmm. And what is the next right step? And I'll tell you don't need to do this on an island. And this works in the context of your team and your organization and your work. It works in the context of your marriage. If you're planning a vacation, whatever it is, try this thing out, test these things. That's why we talk about crossing the threshold. It's not, we don't just want to just give you a bunch of information. We want you to experience transformation, to actually cross these thresholds. Yeah. And the best way to do that isn't just a plan or an idea. That is super important, but it's to take one of that and just try it out. See if it works for you and actually see the impact.
I had a mentor of mine. He says, information plus application leads to transformation.
Yeah, that's awesome. Mm-hmm. All right, closing thoughts for today. What do you got?
So you may not need another planning meeting. You may need to turn the plan into movement.
I love that. And I would just say, for me, it's take one small intentional step and see it, name it, name what could get in the way of it. And that is really going to move the needle.
That's good.
We have been telling you guys about this 70-minute leadership momentum accelerator, and we've just been having a ton of fun seeing the ways that is impacting people quickly. If you're feeling stuck, overwhelmed, or just wanting to grow and you're not sure how, oftentimes these things don't come with a manual or a roadmap, but we want to help create you one. It's 2 coaches, 70 minutes, just focused on you and identifying your sticking point, a custom roadmap, and then 30 days of text and voice access accountability to walk with you through it. And we guarantee your momentum, or you don't pay for it. Here's what we believe. We don't think you need a 6-month course. We don't think you need another 50 hours on YouTube videos learning. We think you just need a focused, small next step, and we'd love to be part of that with you. All right, y'all. Till next time, I'm JC.
I'm James. See you later. It's good, man. Thanks for watching Crossing the Threshold with James Wilson Jr. and JC Fowler. If this helped you take a step forward, like, subscribe, and share it with another mission-driven leader navigating their own threshold moment. Until next time, keep moving forward with courage and hope.